Deep within the silent reaches of the eternal snow valley, the celestial lights dance above jagged peaks, illuminating a world frozen in time and ancient mystery. A bitter wind howls through the stone corridors of the north, where nature hides its most powerful secrets beneath layers of permafrost and shifting white shadows. After eons of slumber, a guardian stirs from his icy throne, his amber eyes reflecting a history written in stone and the cold breath of the mountains. The earth trembles as the mountain guardian rises, shedding the frozen skin of centuries to reclaim his domain from the shadows of the deep winter night. Clad in a natural armor of impenetrable quartz and ancient granite, Titanus Ursus stands as the ultimate defender of the realm, a living fortress of raw power. Every step is a hammer blow to the valley floor, announcing the arrival of a king who has outlasted the glaciers and seen the world freeze over. He moves with a deliberate and terrifying grace, a massive force of nature that commands the respect of the elements themselves as he enters the moonlight. From his vantage point on the high cliffs, the guardian looks upon his kingdom, unaware that a dark presence is rising from the depths of the abyss. A roar of defiance echoes through the canyons, a sound so profound it shakes the very foundations of the valley and reaches the ears of the forgotten. Behold the Titanus Ursus, the eternal protector of the high peaks, whose strength is as vast as the mountains he calls home and as cold as ice. Far below the mountain peaks, the surface of the frozen lake begins to buckle under the pressure of something rising from the dark, lightless water below. The silence of the valley is broken by the sound of shattering ice as a nightmare from the deep reaches for the surface, driven by hunger. Out of the darkness comes the abyssal drake, a multi-headed terror with scales as sharp as frozen glass and a heart as cold as the void itself. Each head acts with its own cruel intelligence, scanning the horizon for the one who dares to rule this valley, their freezing breath turning air into ice. The beast drags its immense weight onto the land, crushing the ancient trees of the valley under its jagged form, a scourge that brings only death. Nothing is safe from its path, that its very movement is an act of war against the tranquility of the forest, leaving behind a wake of broken ice. The scourge has returned to claim the surface world, its high-pitched screams piercing the night and challenging the authority of the ancient mountain guardian above. Within its mouth lies the freezing bite of the abyss, a cold so intense it can shatter steel and turn a living heart into a statue. The hunt has begun, and the drake's eyes are fixed upon its rival, sensing the power that emanates from the rock-armored beast watching from the heights. Meet the abyssal drake, the frozen scourge of the depths, a relentless predator that seeks to extinguish the warmth of life with its icy reach. In the center of the valley, the two titans meet, an unstoppable force facing an immovable object under the haunting light of the midnight aurora. Sound the mountain guardian and the abyss serpent clash in a battle of ideologies, rock versus ice, stability versus the chaos of the shifting, freezing tides. Ursus stands his ground, his body absorbing the kinetic energy of the earth itself, preparing to defend his territory against the three-headed intruder from below. With a terrifying speed, the drake strikes, its multiple heads acting in unison to surround and overwhelm the bear with a barrage of snapping, frozen jaws. The dragon's teeth find purchase on the bear's shoulder, but the ancient stone armor holds firm, absorbing the force of the bite with a deafening crack. A blast of arctic fire erupts from the drake's maw, a paradoxical, heatless flame that seeks to crack the guardian's stone shell through extreme thermal shock. Undaunted by the cold, the bear retaliates with a roar of fury, his massive fist glowing with the heat of the earth's core hidden within him. A single blow from the guardian sends the dragon reeling, the sheer mass of the stone-covered limb crushing through the drake's defenses with unstoppable momentum. The mountain itself seems to aid its guardian. As the drake is thrown against the cliffs, the sound of breaking stone echoing through the valley's silence. Surprised by the raw strength of their opponent, the remaining heads hiss in a mixture of pain and calculated malice, reassessing their strategy against him. The drake shifts its tactics, using its serpentine length to constrict the guardian, hoping to crush the life out of the bear beneath its crushing coils. Internal fires ignite within the bear's heart, his armor glowing with a fierce heat as he fights against the suffocating embrace of the frozen dragon's body. Every muscle in the guardian's body strain against the dragon's grip, a testament to the primal power that has kept him alive through the harshest winters. With a surge of tectonic energy as the bear strikes the earth, unleashing a shockwave that ripples through the valley and threatens to shatter the ground beneath. The force of the impact breaks the dragon's hold, throwing the massive beast across the ice like a discarded toy, the shockwave echoing for miles around. But the drake is far from defeated. It takes to the air, its movements fluid and haunting as it prepares to unleash its final icy vengeance. From the sky comes a rain of frozen death, hundreds of crystalline arrows falling upon the bear, each one capable of piercing the thickest hide. The guardian shields himself with his impenetrable arms, the arrows of the abyss shattering against his stone skin like waves against a rocky, unyielding cliffside. Beneath the stone, the bear's mind is sharp. He is not just a beast of burden, but a warrior who knows when to wait and strike. The dragon gathers its power for one final, devastating blast on the sphere of pure, absolute zero energy that threatens to freeze time itself in the valley. It descends like a falling star of ice, a herald of a new age of frost that seeks to extinguish the guardian's fire forever in darkness. Weary from the struggle, the guardian of the mountain refuses to yield, his heart beating with the rhythm of the earth as he prepares his counter. The drake, too, shows the signs of battle, its movement slowed by the heavy blows it has taken from the ancient bear's crushing, rock-hard fists. The heavens watch in silence as the two legends prepare for their final collision, the aurora burning brighter than ever in the cold night sky. With the strength of the mountains behind him, Ursus leaps into the air, a massive force of gravity and stone falling toward his mortal enemy. The dragon unleashes its final weapon, and the cold of the void concentrated into a single point of light, aimed directly at the heart of the guardian. Two worlds are about to collide, the heat of the deep earth and the cold of the deepest sea meeting in a clash of pure energy. The world stands still for a single heartbeat as the elements meet, a moment of perfect silence before the ultimate release of ancient primal power. The energy release is blinding, and a flash of white that consumes the valley and drowns out the roars of the two battling ancient giants below. In the heart of the explosion, the fate of the valley is decided as the light of the stars meets the darkness of the frozen world. When the smoke finally clears and the echoes die away, only the ruins of the battlefield remain, scarred by the power of the two titans' clash. A single shadow rises from the debris, but whose it is remains a mystery hidden in the wind and the falling snow of the north. The battle has ended, but the war for the elements is only just beginning. Stay tuned for the next chapter of this epic ancient struggle.